I'm going to try to make it out to the conservation area today. I got some maintenance I need to do on the monster first before I do that, because I don't want to take a chance. I've ordered some new ball joints. I'm only getting the ones that are labeled as tie rod ends, because there's absolutely no difference between those and the ball joints. The ball joints are $44 or 30. I think they're $30, and the tie rod ends are 22, and they're exactly the same. So I'm going with the cheap ones, obviously. So I get those. I have a squeak that I noticed yesterday when I was out. I've never heard that particular noise before, so I need to inspect and see if I can figure out where that's coming from. And I have another problem. Once I take the fender assembly off, I'll show it to you. I need to remedy something that's happening down there. It's not all that impressive, to be honest. And just so you know, this started before I started going to the conservation area, so that's not what caused it. Yeah. I need to lubricate the springs again, or hinges again, on the back, because I'm getting a really loud creaking. And I can't figure out where it's coming from, so I'm thinking it's probably the top of the rear spring, which means I have to take the seat off and open everything up. And another thing that I noticed, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, the cord's long enough here. It is. As you can see down here, I got this wet spot here, and it's dripping down onto the fenders. And when I had the front of the monster up in the air, when I had the front of the monster up in the air doing the bearings, apparently my external batteries leaked. They're not meant for mobility scooters, so they're not actually meant to be in any position rather than upright. So I kind of thought about that before. That's why when I had that weird color down there, I thought maybe it was leaking, but it didn't actually come from that at that time. This time I know for sure, because there was nothing here that was wet. And I haven't really looked at it to make sure. I hope that's not. I was hoping the acid isn't eating through my cable there. But anyways, I need to take care of that. So I open that up and look. And another thing I want to start doing is I want to start using external batteries as my main batteries, just to preserve the life of the really expensive ones. So I got a little bit of work to do today. And it's morning. Well, actually, I guess it's not morning anymore. It's just after 12, so I got a little bit of time that I can work on this. Depending on what I find. Oh yeah. I hope it doesn't cause too much of a problem. You can see the acid on here, it leaked from the caps. I was kind of expecting to leak from the the seam there, but nope. Leaking from the caps. So hopefully I didn't lose too much. It doesn't look like it. Unfortunately, I got acid down inside my tray now. Yeah. Which means it's probably going to rust again. Make sure I'm pointing in the right direction. Oh my. Try not to get any on my hands, because I don't want any on my clothes. Hands I'm not worried about. Because battery acid doesn't bother my skin. I'm one of the people that are immune to it. For some reason. Same with poison ivy. Poison ivy doesn't bother me either. I just don't want it on my clothes. Because clothing is not immune to it. I really should take these batteries out and clean up the acid in the tray as well. But I just don't have the time or the energy for that right now. Where did I see that? There it is. As much as I can. The stuff that was on the fender is dry now, so I'm not too worried about that. Seems to be dry anyway. It looks like it. I guess there's just that little bit. Okay. Are you going to cooperate today? Oh, nice, thank you. Actually, set it up here. And there's less chance of the dog peeing on it. Okay. Ow. Well, the only reason I'm doing this is to access the top of the spring, which is virtually inaccessible. Okay, everything's still tight. And everything's still tight. The wire's looking good. Not wearing through any. So far so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to switch the batteries. And so I start using the external ones as my main batteries. And I'll give these guys a break. Disconnect these ones. Keep them from coming apart. And if the batteries are at different levels, like say the internals are dead and I'm switching to the externals, then there's a possibility that, hang on, and if I take this out of here and put it in here before I take this one off, there's going to be a huge current flow from one battery to the other. So to prevent that, I have to actually remember come on. Okay. I have to actually remember to take both of these out first, so that I can put both of these together. That will prevent any problems. This is the only hinge that I can't access easily. And it kind of almost sounds like that's where the squeaking is coming from. I'm hoping it's that simple. I'm hoping. I don't hear it now. So maybe I was right. I'm shaky today. That's nothing new. I'm kind of used to that. Okay. So that takes care of that. Okay. Consult my emergency kit. And there's all the tools that I need. I just gotta find. This is so much. Everything's just hidden. Probably not gonna need both extensions. It's over here somewhere. There it is. That'll work. Get them in. Not a whole lot of room to work on here. What angle am I looking at? Gotta get it in the hole. Okay, I'm gonna start with the bottom ones because they're easier. Yeah, I can do that with the extension in. Come on. Oh, that's that one I didn't need to remove. The one that I took out before, it doesn't seem to have a purpose, other than maybe an alignment pin or something. Okay, that's better. That's what I'm used to. Wow, that was tight. Okay, it's moving. Good. Okay, now you move back forward. Oh, come on. Maybe that'll work better if it is forward. Get back here. Or not. I don't know how. Glass. Okay, sometimes this is really, really easy. Other times, a pain in the arseneck. Which would be one of these times. Why? What are you caught on? Normally it comes out pretty easy. It's usually difficult to get in, not out. Okay. Wow. All the dirt in there. Alright, I'll kind of give you a bit of a hint here at what I'm doing. Okay, you can see all that dirt. It's not just kind of there. It's piled up kind of like there's grease leaking. And that kind of worries me a little bit. But there's a grease nipple here. And this is what I'm trying to access. Oops, don't get dirt in it. I'm trying to access that. And the reason for that is because you probably can't see it, but on the end of the axle, the bearings are leaking. There is grease coming out, and the grease is liquefying, and it's coming out through the bearing. And I mentioned several times that I smell natural gas when I'm working on the Monster, and it's definitely the grease that's making that smell. So what I want to do today, I gotta clean this up. I want to access this so that I can put some more grease in. Just kind of give it a few shots every once in a while. It just sucks that I have to take this fender off because it's so much of a pain in the neck. And once the winter time comes, I won't be doing this. You know, I'd like to just stick the nozzle on, give it some grease, good to go. But because I have to take the fender off every time, I won't be doing that. I know that for a fact. Not that I don't want to, I just won't. I won't feel like it. Because I don't like working in the cold. Oh. Looks like I had a zip tie break. Okay, so then, let's get the grease going. Yeah. So hopefully I don't get any dirt in there with that. The actual grease nipple itself looks clean, so hopefully we're all good that way. Just stick this on here. Whoa. Really, I gotta tighten that. It just unscrewed a little bit. Get on there. Wow, there isn't even room to get on there. Why? I can't. It won't fit on there. I can't get behind it. There's not enough room for it to get behind it. I can get to it, just not in it. It kind of seems like it's on a bit now, so let's see what I can do here. It's not going to go in. Dang rabbit. So don't tell me they have a specialty friggin' grease fitting for this too. It doesn't look any different than any other grease fitting I've seen. I don't know. The dealer's looking for what's he trying to say here? He's looking for a speedometer cable. There's so many different terminologies to it. I call it a speedometer cable. The manual calls it speedometer. Oh, what was it? Line or link, something like that. When he looked yesterday, it came back as speedometer wire. Yeah, speedometer wire. There's got so many different terminologies. I don't know which one's which. I just want to make sure I get the right one. Because apparently if speedometer wire is the correct one, it's $96. So I don't want to buy that and find out it's the wrong thing. No. $96 for a speedometer cable. So I went up to Honda yesterday because they have off-road vehicles and that. I wanted to see what they had and take a look at the tie rod ends that they have on them and see if I can replace the icky ones here with something a little better, but I'm going to fail in that respect. And speedometer cables they don't have because they're all electronic now. They're not mechanical like this one. So, without luck on both of those. So when I hear about the speedometer cable today, or whenever he calls, I'm going to inquire about this. Because I can't just let it go. Because if it's all coming out the end, then eventually this is going to be empty and the gears are going to wear down big time. Not going to be pretty. I'd rather fix that problem before it happens. Okay. Should have been doing this and also wipe off some of the dust. Make it look sort of somewhat nicer. So this is kind of what I wanted to do before. This will help make it, and keep it water resistant, and at the same time look a little better than having a garbage bag there. Nice thing about this, it's actually a nice color. That's the same thing the battery cover is made out of, it's just that's kind of bleached by the sun. I just want this to look pretty. That's all it has to do, just look pretty. Well, I guess that's not all it has to do. Because it has to keep the moisture out too. At least the colors kind of match. Yes, there's that. I guess I can't make this 100% waterproof, but water resistant. Pretty close. Better than it was. Okay. So that should make the carpet look a little nicer too. Just like that. Not the best, but it'll work. It'll do the job it's designed to do. Not that I designed it to do. Okay, this again. jack, tire pump. So I got everything lubricated, got all the squeaks are fixed now, and the monster all nice and shined up. Looked good for the trip. And heading out to the conservation area again. And I'm trying a new camera this time. Got the step cam again, pointing back at the rear wheel. I really like that shot. And I got GoPro mounted to the handlebars. Gonna try doing a selfie video, which I really hate. It's okay as an alternate angle, but I don't like videos that are completely selfie, staring at a person's face while they're talking or whatever, and just you can't see what they're doing. It's my main issue with them. Like I say, they're okay as an alternate angle, but not as the main video. So I'm gonna try my hand at that and see how much I'm bouncing around out in the trails. If you drive a car for any length of time, you get to know it inside and out. You know how it sounds, you know how it feels. So if something isn't right, you kind of know it. Even if you can't see it or feel it or hear it, you can sense that something's wrong with it. Well, mobility scooters are the same way. My old scooter, it seemed to be, it would work good on one day and not so good the next day, and some days it just seemed like it was slower. And I just thought I was imagining it, but when I got the monster's got a speedometer on it, so it does the same thing. Every once in a while it just doesn't want to work properly, and with the speedometer on it I can actually tell that it's going slower, so I knew I wasn't imagining it. Well, I'm out today, and it just, something's wrong. I'm not sure what it is. I can sense it's just not working right. And I had to make a quick stop at the bank before I went out to the conservation area, because I wanted to stop and get a sub. I have something to eat while I'm out there. And something just didn't seem right. I couldn't place it. I could just sense that something was wrong, and I couldn't figure out what it was. So I looked down at the display panel, and I noticed I've lost one of the bars on the battery meter already. And I'm using the external batteries. I switched over to those in place of the Monster's batteries to preserve them. And they were fully charged, so they shouldn't have lost the first bar already. So I'll continue on a little farther, and I lose the second bar. So now I know something's wrong. Not sure what it is, but I'm just trying to make the decision whether to continue or what to do. I'm not sure. So I just kind of keep driving a little bit, and then I lose the third bar. Okay, something's not right. So I turn around and went back home. So I got thinking about the acid leaking out of the batteries. I didn't think I lost that much, but apparently I lost more than I thought I did. Because they're just draining way too fast. And I'm not sure if it's a problem with the Monster, or if it's the batteries themselves, or maybe a combination of both. But I made the decision, maybe it's not a good idea to head out to the conservation area today. Now as I turn the corner here, you can see I'm down to the last 2 bars on the battery, and there's no way in that short amount of time that I've used that much power, so something's definitely not right. So at this point, I'm disappointed. I'm sad that I didn't get to go to the conservation area, and I'm a little angry at yet another problem. But I'm more angry at myself at this point, because I believe this is a problem that I caused by not thinking ahead and tilting the batteries and letting the acid leak out. So that's what I'm blaming it on right now. Low battery acid, and I'm going to assume that's what the problem is. But I'm all psyched up, I'm all ready to go out there. So look at the forecast, and tomorrow it's supposed to be raining, threat of storms, but it's supposed to be raining, and overnight temperature is going to be pretty nice. So I'm going to go out on my bike, torture myself. But I'm in that mode now. I just want to be there. So I'm going to torture myself and head out on my bike, depending on the weather. We'll see what happens by tomorrow night. I got rope.
Watch the station. Watch the station.
I got a rope, but I'm not sure if it's stretchy or not.
Right under that long line.